Hi and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. I'm Jessica, also known as Naturally Nitty, and this is our 215th episode.
And I am Starnitz, also known as Allena. Today is November 6th, so this is our bi-monthly podcast, and it's a planning podcast. Woohoo! So if this is your first time watching, welcome. If you are a returning listener, thanks for coming back.
So pull up a chair, grab your knitting, and craft along with us.
Yeah. So plan along with us. It's really dreary here today and raining. So it's kind of sad. But I have a light on. And I hope it's not too bright. So, um, advanced study. Through the end of the month, you can turn in your final benchmark for your newts and your owls.
Crazy.
And starting the 5th through the 19th, you can turn in your order mission. And then, of course, Quidditch has, on the 16th, has another match coming up. So, yeah, match 4. And then the Headmistress Challenge through today, I think, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, through tomorrow is a bettering task. Just go in there for 7 points and tell her how you bettered something. So you have till tomorrow to better something. I wonder if I should talk about cleaning the tub. Trying to get the
Doing what?
I don't know if that counts. So anyways, on to our planning the classes together.
Okay. So first up is Charms class, the repelling charm. For your Charms homework this month of November, practice your repelling charm on Acromantulas by crafting a project that includes lace. Sorry. Weavers, crocheters, and knitters should use a single lace or lace-like patterns in their projects. Spinners should create a finished sock or fingering weight yarn. Dyers should work with sock or fingering weight yarn or unspun fibers, but in all cases must show or describe their process and should remember that a simple processes are preferred by the ministry. So, lace, lace, lace.
Yeah. So, um, what is considered spinning lace? Let me look it up on my.
Well, it says fingering weight, sock or fingering weight. So, like,
Oh,
your singles would be lace weight, but like your finished yarn would be fingering or sock yarn, which isn't that hard. I think that's like if you spin a 40 wraps, or well, 30 to 40 wraps per inch, and then if it's a 2-ply, it'll be somewhere between 15 to 20.
oh, okay.
I
Well,
don't know.
I can't tell because my iSpin toolkit hasn't been updated and it won't work with my new operating system. How annoying is that? So I
That
was
is sad.
looking it up. I'm kind of annoyed because I spent money on it and it's not
I
being
know.
anyways. I'll have to put it back on my iPod. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but spinning like that shouldn't be hard if you're spinning.
No.
I think when I first started spinning, I wanted to spin sock yarn. Have I done that? Yes. Have I knit socks out of them? No. But that's a good one, I think.
I think I've knit 1 or 2 pairs of hand spun sock yarn, but it was never quite as thin as normal sock yarn. Like it was always a little bit thicker, even though I spun it to what I thought was sock yarn, but whatever.
Um, okay. So next up is Dark Arts. Sectum Sempra. For this month's homework, craft something that is cut or felted so that the project is permanently changed. Craft something with at least 50% of the colors white or red. And then number 3, spinners will spin using multiple plies, more than 2. And setting the twist, please describe your setting process. Non-ravelry crafts will be accepted provided your project was cut in some way during the creative process. Please include a description of your creative process in your submission, which I can actually use some of the stuff I'm sewing for that, I think, because they were cut. I spent last week cutting and ironing, and then I'll be sewing the fabric. So yeah.
Cool. I could probably turn in some of my sewing too.
Yes, you can, if you cut it.
I did.
So yeah.
I cut a lot of stuff.
So that's a good one.
Sweet.
But also like felting would be fun. Like when I first started knitting, like 10, 13 years ago, maybe, I was obsessed with felting, like everything. Bags, slippers, hats.
Yep.
But I still do like a good felting project.
I know. I haven't done a felted object in a long time, now that you say that.
I blame it on spinning.
It was
I learned how to spin, and now I don't.
True. Fun stuff. But yeah. Okay. Moving on. The Deathly Hallows Seminar. The Cloak of Invisibility. Craft something that is meant to be long-lasting or an heirloom to be passed down. Please clearly describe how your project fulfills this requirement. A special badge will be awarded at the end of the term for those who can master all the Deathly Hallows, or all the classes that you've done, all 3 months of them. I don't remember if I have or not.
I was just
but that's cool. So you can make like a baby blanket or like a little baby sweater or something that's like, you know, classic.
Christening bonnet, stuff like that.
Or something that can be passed down.
You could also make like a really ugly something and pass it on and start a tradition of passing things on.
That would kind of be funny.
I don't know. Like a scary hat that you have to wear on your birthday or something. I don't know. You could do it like that.
That's funny.
That would be fun.
Yeah, you just gotta describe how it fulfills that requirement. So that would be good.
That's a fun one. So I can't remember if I've done the other classes.
I can't either.
Horcrux seminar. For your homework this month, please practice countering the negative effects of a Horcrux by crafting an item for a charity or a gift. Non-ravelry crafts will be accepted if they fit the prompt. Prior approval is not required. Check the non-ravelry craft guidelines before submitting your project. So that's pretty wide open too, because it's November. And if you're like me, you're just now thinking about crafting gifts. Because you're not smart and you don't plan and do it in June. So yeah.
Right. Exactly. I think a lot of us are like that. I tried. I remember thinking, hey, I should make these for gifts, you know, back in summer, and then I just never did. Or I started them and then they fell in the back burner. But yeah.
Well, yeah, and I'm like thinking,
Gifts.
oh, I could knit a sweater for Madison or Bella or both. Yeah, right.
No.
I can't. But I might
I think
try.
we do this every single year.
I need to start like on Christmas for the next Christmas.
That's a good idea. That's funny.
So like they could give me the yarn they want me to knit them a sweater out of, and that would be the next.
Now you're turning it into a thing where they give you gifts of yarn.
Well, I like gifts.
Gifts are good. Anyways, that's fun. But yeah, for charity or for a gift, that's a good thing. All right. The Patronus. What?
I was gonna say, well, if you think a lot of charities are collecting things now, like I think there's like a charity that takes dresses for kids and like a pillowcase type dress. You can sew that. You could knit hats or sweaters. I know there's a charity that collects sweaters for kids in like different
Mm-hmm.
parts of the world. So, you know, and hats for like a chemo center, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, you can finish your thought. Sorry, I totally interrupted.
No, you're fine. That goes along with that stuff, with that class. I was gonna say Patronus seminar. Craft something that speaks your unmistakably in your voice. Whether it is in your favorite color or your own design, a go-to project or something that shows off your particular mad skills. We want to hear you. Be sure to explain how your crafting choices let your voice be heard. Um, Rav and non-Rav crafts are accepted. So this is cool. And actually, I started another mashup this weekend, so I'm going to totally use that because I do mashups a lot, and I'm going to say
That's your
it's
go.
something I do. And that is my mad skills, is mashuping.
Yeah, I need to start my. I have all that fiber to start another mashup.
Yeah, I'm actually doing it for Leah. She's been wanting a sweater, like a wrap. I did the effortless cardigan, and she really likes mine. And she's been wearing a couple of my other hand knit sweaters lately. So I thought she's old enough where she kind of deserves it, and she's been wearing them anyways. So yeah. So actually, I'm using some of the fiber that I dyed for you, but I like my test stuff on, I think it was Paul Worth. So I'm using that for her.
Cool.
Hmm. I'll talk about that more later.
Okay. Um, I was thinking I would probably craft something in green because that is my favorite color.
It is.
So yeah. And I don't really have a go-to project.
You sew a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then they do non-Ravelry crafts. I could probably do that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and I remembered what I wanted to put in random randomness. Um, so yeah. Next up, potions. The elixir of euphoria. Potion. So the elixir to induce euphoria induces a sense of inexplicable, irrational happiness upon the drinker. Side effects: lethargy or negligence, foggy, muddled thoughts. There are two choices for this class. To exhibit euphoria, create something that makes you ridiculously happy or giddy and explain why. To exhibit calmness, create something that in at least 78% garter stitch.
Where'd they come up with that percent?
I think it was in the like description.
That's funny.
I don't remember because I made up the show notes Friday, and it's been a long weekend.
That's kind of awesome. 78%. Not 80, not 75, 78.
Yeah. So that's kind of
Sorry.
cool. Uh,
I love garter stitch, by the way. It's like one of my favorite um fabrics of knit. It's like so simple, but like just like squishy garter is like one of the, I love that fabric. I don't know. I just love it.
I like it too. I was actually sitting here thinking, like, not today, but yesterday, thinking, I wonder if I could knit Andy a baby surprise jacket out of wool, if he would like it because it's so squishy. But you know, like the baby surprise jacket for adults.
I was like, how would he fit into it? Or you could do, I think it's the Mara shawl, which is mainly garter stitch, and it just has like ribbing across the edge.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I
kind
was of
of
doing another hitchhiker
or
as
a
well,
hitchhiker.
all garter stitch.
Yeah, there's a couple garter stitch things out there that are great, but I just love them. Or like there's some cool like baby blankets that are all garter stitch. Those, the patchwork one where you do like the squares, but they're in triangles and they're different colors, and then depending on how you put them together, it's like a different kind of pattern. But yeah, lots of garter stitch. Or you could just do a dishcloth too, because those can be garter stitch. Um, Basically anything.
I'm searching for this pattern that I'm going to talk to you about in 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. For this class.
So I'm obsessed. I love unicorns, so I might make this. It's a unicorn ragdoll.
Oh, that's cute.
It is totally cute. It's crocheted. Um, and actually, I've been like on Pinteresting ragdolls because I kind of want to sew some. Like I have like a local craft show coming up, and to like be open to a wider audience, I wanted to make like some other stuff. So I was thinking about making some like ragdolls.
That'd be
So
cute.
I was like searching on Pinterest like ragdoll patterns and stuff, but I haven't like gotten to that step yet, so I don't know. But I might make that unicorn ragdoll because it's totally cute and I like unicorns.
It is cute.
Yeah, and it makes me happy.
Yeah. Or yeah, so because you know the euphoria thing, anything that makes you ridiculously happy would totally fit. And unicorns do that to most people, I would say.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Okay, Muggle studies. Students, this month we are studying wearables for wizards and witches, specifically wearables that are worn while riding a vehicle. We have here 3 examples of transport approved by the Ministry of Magic. But you can choose any type of ministry approved vehicles for transport that a witch or wizard would use. When deciding on your homework for this month, please do explain how your homework would be worn on your body. So you can either craft a wearable that would be used while riding in a ministry approved vehicle. Does it say what they are?
Yeah, they had a picture of them.
Okay. I'll have to go look at that. Or non-RAV crafts will be accepted if they fit the prompt. Prior approval is not required. So what are the different vehicles? Like cars and brooms and stuff, or no?
I'll go check real quick.
Or not cars, because that's not really ministry approved. Would it be like brooms, carpets?
So they have um so there's brooms at the top, a motorcycle, Ford Angelina, flying carpet, the night bus, Hogwarts Express, a vanishing cabinet, and a food powder. So that's the approved ones. Can you see that?
Yeah. So basically, you can use any wearable item and just figure out which one it would fit with.
Yeah. So pretty much anything. Um, and winter's coming, so you're gonna want to craft outside wearable anyways. So
Right.
that just
I have mittens to make for Trubin, well, and others, but
there you go.
Yep. Or multiple other things. I think Gabe wants a hat. I think I was going to make him a sock head hat. But yeah, lots of stuff.
So next up is wand lore. Length and flexibility. For your homework, they want you to study length and flexibility of your wand. Most wands are between 9 and 14 inches long. While some people pair the length of the wand with the height of the wizard, in reality, larger wands tend to work well with bigger personalities, while shorter wands gravitate towards quieter wizards. And flexibility correlates with how adaptable a wizard is and their ability to change. So, craft something to represent length. Knit, crochet, weave, or spin over 100 yards. So, like spinning would go really fast with that. Or craft something to represent flexibility. Knit or crochet a pattern that you have modified. Dye a yarn or fiber that changes color through stripes or gradients.
Fun stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much easy enough. Especially with the weaving or spinning option, you get over 100 yards pretty easily with that. And changing a pattern, I pretty much do that almost all the time. So that works. That's cool. All right, so we're moving into the room of requirements. Okay, so for charms, you're going to need some serious protection spells. For this class, we are going to teach you the major trio, starting with Repelio in how do you even say that?
I don't know.
Become a far stronger version of the repelling spell, which when cast in combination with Protego Maxima and Fianto Duri, conjures up an almost impregnable magic protection barrier around the place the caster is trying to protect. So to practice the Room of Requirement spell, we would like you to use more than one, lace or lace-like patterns for weaving, crochet, and knitting projects. Spinners should create a finished lace weight yarn, especially if it is a multi-ply yarn. Dyers should work with lace weight yarn or unspun fiber. Dyers, as always, must show or describe their process for this prompt. And you should use a multi-step dye process. Students interested in non-ravelry techniques can craft a net or a basket-like object that can be cast around the space to be protected. No prior approval is needed as long as the picture shows the object being used in a three-dimensional manner. Awesome. I have that one in the bag. I made some baskets, and I can totally use that.
Yes, that's awesome. So,
bonus points for explanation that includes all parts of the composite spell. And then there's a link to something.
yeah, that's to the Room of Requirement.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so for dark arts, Volurna Signature is a powerful healing spell capable of reversing many of the harmful effects of Sectum Sempra. To achieve the maximum healing effects of this spell, you must repeat the incantation 3 times. The first 2 slow the flow of blood in order to prevent death by exsanguination. I don't know. I'm not saying it right, but you know what I mean.
Exsanguination.
Clear residue and begin to heal the wounds, and the third to fully knit the wounds. In order to learn the Vorna Signature, or the counterspell, we ask that you create something that uses seams. Alternatively, you may craft something using 3 distinct colors or yarns to represent the thrice repeated incantation. Spinners, please spin 3-ply yarn. Dyers, please dye using 3 separate colors. For this month homework, craft something that uses seams to join or bind 2 or more separate pieces together into one project. 2, craft something that uses 3 separate distinct colors from different yarns. Variegated or self-striping will not be accepted. 3, spin a 3-ply yarn. 4, dyers may dye fiber that results in 3 distinct color or combines 3 colors during the dyeing process. Please provide a description. Photographs are appreciated of your process. Non-ravelry crafts will be accepted for this option, provided the project was seamed or bound 3 or more, or colored using 3 or more colors in some way during the creative process. Please include a description of your creative process in your submission.
Wow. Cool. Crazy. So that's cool. At least 3. It's like got the 3 thing going on.
I could maybe make a ragdoll for that.
Yeah, because it has you're joining
and more than one color.
Mm-hmm. And that too, yeah. All right. So, room of requirement for Muggle studies. As you know, students need to prepare to travel by transportation at any time. Sometimes it needs to be done in secrecy and you don't want to be recognized by anyone. With that in mind, here's your assignment. Super secret room of requirement prompt. Craft something to disguise yourself while riding your vehicle of choice, such as a broom, motorbike, or hippogriff. Non-ravelry crafts will be accepted if they fit the prompt prior to approval is not prior approval is not required. Yeah, so that's pretty
straightforward.
A disguise.
So, Ministry of Magic. Okay, so potions. The Ministry of Magic plans to use this too strong potion to control students by reducing their ability to care about important things like intelligence, safety, or honesty. In the room of requirement, we will teach you how to concoct a potion to counteract this control and defy the ministry. We will focus on the Pepper Up potion. It's a common potion that is usually given to reduce the effects of a cold or just to warm someone up. Like it was given to the students who were in the lake for the second challenge in the Triwizard Tournament during Harry Potter's 4th year at Hogwarts. When given to a person under the influence of concentrated euphoria, it invigorates them so they can strike off the fog of lethargy and induced by that noxious elixir. Of course. Oh wait, sorry. So the Pepper Up potion side effects causes steam to come out of your ears. To pass off your potion as a cold remedy, craft something to protect you from a cold. Examples: hat, scarf, lap rug. To hide your true intentions behind a cloud of steam, craft something in the color of steam, at least 50% white or off-white, light gray, or silver. Non-ravelry crafts will not be accepted as we're focusing on ministry-approved spells. That one's pretty.
That's fun.
So yeah, so like having a themed term has made it kind of fun because we get to like do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, there's lots more options. Yeah. Very cool.
So now to our regularly scheduled podcast.
Yes,
do you have any mojo?
No.
Ooh, I do. So when we last podcasted, I did not have any classes finished at all. So I was like, I need to make something fast. So I I started these fingerless mitts and finished them and turned them in. I made them a little bit longer than the pattern.
They're pretty awesome.
Fun from that I spun like a while ago. Turned out pretty nice, huh?
Yeah, I like them. It shows off the hand spun really well too.
Yeah. So I turned those in. I forget what I turned them in for. I think the long term one, like because over a year. I'd spun this over a year ago, like 2. Then I was on a crochet kick and I made a coffee cozy.
Oh, that's cute.
And then I made another one. So this one I turned in for a different class. I think the knot rope one. And then this one I turned in for Quidditch. It was just a quick project. So yeah. This one's like small for like a medium-sized mug, and this one's like a regular size.
Those are fun.
So then I was like on a roll, and I finally sewed in the ends and blocked this shawl.
That's amazing.
And I wore it yesterday, and I blocked it using the it's called I forget what it's called. I forget what it's called, but it has jasmine in it. It smells like jasmine. So like all day yesterday, I kept smelling it. It was so good. But yeah, so this is that snow falling on the mountains from the Point Counterpoint pattern collection that we probably last year sometime. I finally finished it. Like this was my order mission that I failed like a couple terms ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally finished it. But it's really a really long.
I like it.
And it's really nice. And yeah, so it's making me really hot though. So yeah, so I finished all of those things and turned them in. Like that was my detention class.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So any works in progress?
Yeah, I am working on my newt sweater. It's very long and wide. I got to the 75. These are armholes that I'm speaking through.
So what are the other holes for?
Well, so you knit the square, the lace square, and then you knit the top, which this is like the top back, and this is like the bottom back. And I have them pinned right here. I need to seam it to there. Like I need to attach it to the lace portions. Like should not be holes. Eventually it'll all be, seamed together. But yeah, so these are the armholes right here. If you can see that. Anyway, so I have the one flap done and I have the other one more than halfway. It needs to get to 15 inches, and then I can do the seed stitch border. But yeah, I got that to 75% for my newt, and I handed that in. Where I got to was 75%, not of the sweater, and then basically, so I need to finish this flap and then do the arms and, sew it all together and weave in all the ends, and my sweater will be done. I'm excited. But the arms, I also have to do the mathing because I don't want to just pick up and knit around like the pattern calls for. I'm going to pick up and do short row shaping to make sleeve caps, which is not called for by the pattern, but I said that I would do that, so it fits better. So I'll have to do some mathing, but I'm loving how it's turning out. It's super soft, and yeah.
Cool. So I am really hot, so I just took those off because those made me really hot. Anyways, I am working on my newt sweater. I did turn in my 75%. So I am working on the collar, which it has to be 7 inches, and I think I'm either at 5.5 or 6 inches right now, or maybe even 7. I might be close. So I'm getting really close.
Yay.
When I started, I was worried I wouldn't have enough yarn, but I have a whole other skein that I haven't even
Awesome.
put in cake yet. So I will have enough for the button bands and everything. So let me see.
That's wonderful.
This is at, I'm at 6.5. So I have like 1/2 inch to go. And then I'll start the button bands. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I also yesterday started another coffee cozy.
Are you making those for anyone in particular or what?
I thought about making them for like the teachers, and then I have that craft show I mentioned a little bit earlier coming up, and maybe I'll just see if they sell, and then if they don't, I'll go back to my teacher idea.
Cool.
They're kind of fun to make, and each one of them comes out different. Like the one looked sad, the other one looked annoyed, so they're fun.
They look fun.
They're quick and easy. I adjusted the pattern a little bit because the pattern like joins. So then, so when I first made it, I didn't do that. When I made this one, I did it, but see, like you can see the joins.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. So I went back to the original way. And I did a foundation single crochet instead of a chaining and then chaining into the chain, or crocheting into the chain. So, but yeah, those are my whips, but that's it.
Cool. I totally forgot. I was working on the socks for Dad. a little bit. I'm almost actually to the point where I need to do the toes. I need to figure out how long they actually have to be without asking him.
Maybe ask Mary.
I don't know. We'll see. Actually, I think I might have some of his old socks that he wanted me to darn here. I just have to find them.
So yeah. So spinning, I am working on, I finished the first half of my new, which I talked about last time, and I dyed it. And I turned that in for 75%. Now, I also had to add fiber in to get the same yardage. So I'm on the second hank. I'm spinning that one. I'm almost done with it, actually. So that's where I didn't bring it in here. So
okay.
How about you, spinning?
I finished. I'd started this last month, so I finished this. So I'll have to turn in for detention. It's not washed yet, but it's fiber that I blended up years ago. I think when I got some nylon blending fiber and I made like a sock bat. So it's merino, nylon, and there's some sparkles in there. And I did a true 3-ply. I split it up and spun 3 bobbins and plied it. It's pretty consistent. It's about sock weight.
That's cool.
For the most part. It might be a little heavy in some spots, but I don't know. It probably will be once after I wash it because it always like plumps up. But yeah, so it's just a basic kind of heathered looking sock yarn.
Cool. How many
I have no idea how much yardage because I was too lazy and I didn't count it yet.
Okay.
But it's a good amount. I'm guessing it's at least, I think it was 6 ounces. So it's going to be more than enough.
Yeah. I'm going to guess with like a lot of yardage.
Yeah. I also started, like I said earlier, a mashup. And this is all with fiber that I dyed up when I was practicing dyeing for you before we did our trade. Which isn't all. I think I did some other dyeing because I had leftover dye and whatever. Anyways, so I'll pull out the 5. I'm doing 5 different colors, and it's all in Polworth. So here it is. You have like mainly purple and black or gray, I guess, and pink, a tiny bit of pink, and then there's some blue and green and almost like a chartreuse. It's not quite yellow, it's a little more green. I'm not sure if that's showing on the screen. And then there's just the pink and gray. And then this one's more like teal and green and purple. And this one is the one that you didn't like. Not that I like it, but whatever. It's going to be in a mashup. And it's got the pink and green, but then like the muddy green and pink mixed right there that I don't necessarily love. But whatever. So those, they're all 4-ounce braids. So what's that, 16, 20 ounces? Which I'm thinking should be enough for a Leah-sized cardigan.
Yeah, because when did our kids get so old that we actually have to knit adult smalls? Like, for real.
I know, it's crazy. So yeah, so I have that all. I divvied it up at camp. And I started spinning the first bobbin. I'll do 4 bobbins and then I'll apply 2 and 2 together. So the first one will be, am I missing one? Oh no, it's down here. Will be the bigs, which is another one. And then I'll have two of the bigger repeats, which I split the braids in half and then in half again, and these will be basically like, the big repeats. And then so I'll have 2 bobbins like that, and then I'll have 2 bobbins of the little repeats, which I think I split the second half into 14 little bits.
Okay.
So it'll be a 1-to-7 ratio of little stripes to the big stripes when I apply it. If that makes sense at all. In my head, it does.
So you're going to do a 2-ply?
Yeah, just a 2-ply. I'm spinning it pretty thin-ish. I have it here, like I have it over here on my wheel. So it'll be, well, that's kind of a thin spot.
But if it's Polworth, it plumps, so it might be like.
It does plump up. So that's why I'm spinning it pretty thin, but Polworth is always nice and round and gets plumped up. So I'm excited to see this. It's very bright and colorful, and she loves purple. So there's not that much purple in there. There's more pink, but whatever. She likes color and stuff, so she'll like it, I'm hoping. Actually, I don't even think I told her. To tell her. She'll be excited. And then everyone else will be mad. Chloe will be mad. Why are you spinning for her?
Are you going to do Christmas and then do one for Chloe?
I could. But I'm thinking, so I'm going to spin one bobbin of the big repeats and one bobbin of the small repeats first and ply those together, and hopefully that can be one class. And then I'll do, the second bobbin of the big repeat and the second bobbin of the small repeats and do that. Hopefully, if I can finish it this month for another class. So I think I can. That's only 5 ounces per bobbin. So it's like a 10-ounce skein.
Like, I love mashups.
Me too.
But the only thing I have a problem with is when you're knitting sweaters, sometimes 2-plies pill. Like crazy. So that's why when I was spinning this mashup, I did a 4-ply. I did that common denominator. Remember, I had like the common denominator ball and then all the other colors mashed up together.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with this mashup that I want to do, because I know if I'm going to spend the time spinning a mashup, or I want it to be more than a 2-ply. So I'm in a conundrum of how to do it.
3-ply.
So split it all in 3s.
Yeah. You could split it. You have to look at your braids of fiber. Sometimes the way they're dyed, like mine, when I split them in half, I didn't split them lengthwise because how I dyed them, they were the same if you folded it over once. So I split them in half. So I had 2 things that were the same. Does that make sense? But so you could try and figure it out. So I'm just trying to think. Either way, split it into thirds lengthwise and then spin one of them as is. And then I did that for my...
Right. I actually saw your pictures.
My post-grad sweater. That's the 3-ply. It was like... I split one. I spun like a single, like just as is. The next one I think was split into 4. And the next one was split into 8, or maybe it was 8 and then 16. I forget.
You had pictures up on Ravelry, and I saved them to my computer for that reason. That was your last mashup, right? That you did?
That was 2 mashups ago.
Okay.
That was, I have it here. Here's like a little bit of the leftover of the sweater. It's of the post-grad sweater that I made.
Yeah.
So it's a 3-ply.
Yeah.
But yeah. But it made a really even knit. Like really flat.
It's more round.
It is. It's like a really nice fabric, but it still pills a bit. I think also merino pills. Yeah. It just does, because it's a fine fiber. If you want something not to pill, it needs to be a little bit more coarse.
Yeah. Well, no, and then the Polworth is what I have for my next mashup.
Oh, well, we'll see. I'll see.
One was merino nylon, maybe this one was the merino nylon.
I don't remember.
My first one was merino, and I just did a 2-ply, and it's that big cowl, and I love it, but it has pilled, and I've, you know, like,
yeah,
and that is why from then I was like, the matchups that I'm doing for sweaters, I want it to be at least 3-ply, if not more. Because I was thinking I could probably do, I don't know, I have to think about my mashup. That's why I haven't actually started it, because I haven't had any brain space to think about it. But I like mashups in general.
I do too. I like them a lot. And I do like more plies. That's why for this sweater, my newt sweater, I did a 3-ply, and I like the fabric and how it looks. So we'll see if that pills. But yeah. So that's my spinning. Actually, so this is a little random, but I went on the crafters retreat this weekend, and I brought up my spindle, and I taught someone how to spin up there. So that was fun.
That's cool.
So I spent some time doing that, and spun a tiny bit on my drop spindle, which has I forget what colorway is on there, but yeah. So yeah, I didn't spin that much though.
I actually had, this is also kind of random, I had someone contact me on Instagram. She's from this area in Johnstown and must follow me because I know someone she knows.
Okay.
Or she worked with Andy at Awana's. I don't remember. But she messaged me to see if I would teach her how to spin. And I was like, yeah.
That's cool.
Which you talking about that reminded me that I needed to message her back and tell her the next 2 weekends I have busy, but after that I can help you. So
that's awesome.
Okay, so
yeah, I like making new spinners, so that's exciting.
Sewing, I have been sewing a lot. Like I said, I spent all last week cutting and doing fabric. I'm sewing currently because I have Indie Knit and Spin coming up this weekend. And then the weekend after, I have a local one. So, which Indie Knit and Spin is kind of local too because it's in Pittsburgh. So yeah, my craft room has, my table is covered in piles of things I need to sew. So yeah, it's been a little crazy here.
That's exciting though. I actually sewed too. At the crafters retreat, I decided it was time to crack down on teacher gifts. And every year, I'm sure you've heard me say this, that I make something for teachers. And in the past, it's been like dishcloths. I'd made towels, fingerless mitts, coffee cozies. So most of the time it's knitting, or I've sewn. I did the coffee sleeves too. Anyway, so actually last year at Crafters Retreat, someone was making these microwave bowl cozies. Okay, so you all know when you want to reheat soup or chili or something, and you put it in a big bowl, and you put it in the microwave, and you heat it up, the bowl gets piping hot, right? And you can barely touch it. Well, these things, you put the bowl in there, and you put it in the microwave with this in it. Like you put this in the microwave, and you heat it up, and then you can hold it like this and take it out. And then you can even hold it and like eat from it. Fun stuff. Anyway, so I thought it was a cute idea and something different that I haven't made because I hate repeating my gifts. So I thought I'd use up some scraps and make them. So that's what I did. But they're reversible. And yeah.
So are they just cotton?
Yes, you have to use cotton thread, cotton batting, and cotton fabric. Because otherwise it could melt or start a fire.
Which we don't want to do.
In the microwave, which you do not want. So yeah, I had to go buy cotton thread because I didn't have any, and the batting. But otherwise, I used up all just scraps that I had. So at first, I just made a I used up some fat quarters that I had bought when they were on sale at Joann's like a few years ago, and I just did those. But then I still had more time and more stuff, fabric, because I just brought like a pile of scraps. So I made a crap ton.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So, but they're fun and they're all different. Yeah. So I'm going to let the kids pick out which ones they want to give to their teacher. And then I'm going to keep some for us. But then I thought usually we bake cookies, and then so that we don't eat them all, we hand some out to some of the neighbors. And I thought it'd be nice to give them to each, you know, like for each couple, because we have, and they're good to the kids, and like we have nice neighbors. So I thought that would be a nice little Christmassy gift, and then have some left over. I don't know what to do with, but yeah, so tons of different ones, different colors. And then I thought I'd let the kids pick out which ones they want to keep for themselves too. But yeah.
Did you follow a pattern?
Yeah, I Googled it and watched. Well, here's the thing. I was totally procrastinating before packing to go on this trip. So the night before, I Googled how to do it. So basically, it's a 10-inch square. You cut out 2 pieces, you know, the front and back, and 2 pieces of the batting. And then you sew an X on it. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
And then you fold them in half and you mark it's 1 inch over and 2 inches down, and you sew little slits, and then you cut those on each midsection, and then you sew them, you put right sides together, and you sew around, leave, you know, a hole, and flip it through, and then top stitch it. And then I put like a little stitch at the bottom so that if you throw it in the washer, it doesn't separate.
Cool.
Super easy. And I did it assembly line style. So, I mean, I spent 2 of the days pretty much sewing these. But I figured I was up there because I did like the first, I think I did 9 at first, which I only needed like 5 or 6 for the teachers, because I'm not doing them for Leah and Gabe's teachers because they're in middle school and high school and they have like 7 each. So I'm like, sorry.
I don't know.
No, I'm not doing that. I want enough for us at home. And yeah. Anyways, so I figured while I was there, and I had brought like fabric, just all fabric that I had, not all my fabric, but a good amount, because I don't have a ton, but I have stuff that people have given me, or I just had. So yeah. And I went up there and I ironed, and then I like cut out, which that's the part of sewing that I hate. And then just went to town and did them, and I really like them, and they're cute. And they double as a hat.
There you go.
Just kidding. But yeah, so I did a lot of those, and they're fun. And the kids are excited because they want them for their soup and stuff and chili. So yeah, so I made those. I think I did 25 total. So I'm going to have to hand those in for a class. What were you saying?
You have like 30 of them, but you said 25. So.
I think there's 25. I forget. I counted. I think there's 25.
That's weird.
But yeah. And then because I saw you make those rope bowls, I wanted to try my hand at that. So I was able to find the rope baskets rather. And so this is my first one. The middle part, when you start it, was kind of hard for me. And I think my bobbin thread got all, so it's all like funky at the bottom, and it's not the prettiest. But I'm keeping these for me, so I don't really care. But yeah, they're fun. Yeah. This one, I just used up the whole thing and just kept going, and added the fabric whenever. But I really like them. They're cool. And they're pretty sturdy. So that was the first one. And this is the second one. I made it a little wider.
Yeah.
I think that one was 6 inches or maybe 7 inches at the bottom before I turned, and this one was 8. Yeah, I think that's what it was. But yeah, so I'll just use them as like, you know, fiber baskets or whatever. I'm not sure, but they're for me, and they're cute, and I like them, and they were fun. Only my machine kept going wonky, and like you know, because you just zigzag between them, and it kept like skipping them on the second one. So I don't know what happened. What would make that, like, it wasn't catching the the bobbin thread.
Yeah, so like the timing is probably off.
Ugh, which sucks because that was off before. Anyways, so then I bought 3 things of rope. And then I just made like a pot holder.
Like a trivet?
Trivet, there you go. Sure. With another one. I still have some left over. And I thought maybe for next year for Christmas you could make just little like coaster sets.
Yeah.
That'd be cute, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun because we don't have, you know, a ton of pot holders, so I thought it'd be fun. Or make a bunch of them. But yeah, it was fun just to mess around with it. And you just use up little bits of scraps, which I had a ton of. So yeah.
That's the best part of it is you use up all your scraps.
And not even that much. Like I still had a ton of scraps left. Like
yeah, but they're like the scraps that you can't throw away because they're too big.
Right.
Too small to use for anything else.
And everyone at the retreat like thought that was so cool. And I said, my sister made them. So I wanted to try. And they thought it was cool. So, because I guess like it's a thing to do it where you wrap the rope completely.
Yeah. I saw that too, but I didn't like the way those looked, so that's why I just did part of it.
And make baskets. Like, I really like it how it's just little bits. And I'm like, thanks. Well, that's my sister for you. But yeah.
So you keep cutting out, and I'm not sure what's going on. But yeah, so sewing, we could probably move on to gym, which I know we are getting ready to start our challenge, right?
Yeah, we can move
Okay.
on.
So we're cut out for like a couple of minutes, and I was like, I know we're starting a new cardio challenge. Do you have any like requirements? Like, should we work out like 3 times a week or work out whatever? What are the goals for that?
Sure. I mean, it can be 3 times a week, or it can be personal. Whoever wants to do their thing. I think as long as maybe I need my own challenge to be 3 times a week, because otherwise I just won't.
Right. When are we starting this?
Now I don't know.
Should we have like a special date for people to sign up for it? Maybe yeah, my calendar. So maybe maybe next Monday, then we have time for people to sign up.
Okay. We have a few people signed up already, but yes, I think that's good.
So sign up for our cardio challenge. We're getting partners, and then we're making what, fingerless mitts or mittens or socks?
I think whatever, or if you want to spin for the person, or yeah, or knit for them, or whatever.
Sounds good.
I think it's very laid back.
Yeah. And I need to do it. My goal is going to be doing some yoga because that's where I'm at right now. And I'm going to try and do it like every other day.
Sounds good. Sounds awesome.
Next up is binging. Have you been binging on anything?
Yeah. I've kind of been going through, I listened to a bunch of audiobooks last time I told you about, and then I did a couple just single books. Like I listened to Bitten, the first Women of the Otherworld series book. And then I listened to Hunter.
Good. I haven't listened to that yet.
It was interesting enough. It was very different. You know, I think sometimes you listen to books and it kind of reminds you of a different whatever, or you know what I mean? Like, so it was like kind of original, and it was all right. It was good. I'm not sure if there's more books behind it or what. But it was interesting enough. It kept my attention. I listened to it some at the retreat when it was late at night and no one was around. And then I just started listening to A Court of Thorn and Roses, which is also
Yeah, that one was interesting, but oh, she went out again.
interesting enough. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, that one was interesting. I kind of liked it, but I don't know if I want to read the books and the rest of the books in the series because I didn't like it that much. If that makes sense, like I liked it, but not that much.
Get all of them. I hear you. Yeah, I'm like on the fence with it. I just started it yesterday, so
Because yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So I've been in a book slump for weeks now, months. But I started the Korean Chronicles, and the book is called Dies the Fire. And I started it, and I'm like kind of like it hasn't like pulled me in totally, but I'm like at the brink of being pulled in, if that makes sense. Like, and I like just started it. Um, so yeah, but it's like all the power went out, and it's like starting another medieval age, like. So we'll see how it goes.
okay.
But
Yeah,
that's
I feel
but
yeah. I'm like I think I'm hopping around trying to find something that I'm pulled into. Like I was listening to the what is it,
so
Kate
did
Daniels.
Bitten then because that has like 13 books.
It was good. I had watched the series
Yeah, it's
on
totally
Netflix.
they messed up the series.
So
And
like I kept picturing different things and like it wasn't that I didn't like it. I finished it um I think the night before I left for a retreat,
yeah,
so I didn't have time to add things to my iPod.
oh, okay.
So that's why I listened to Hunter um that next day and
Like
it was just
that the series they made it like it was 4 years later instead of 10.
yeah.
It was like way younger. She wasn't in her 30s. Um, that was the one of the bigger changes. Also, a lot of stuff in the series, the TV series, they didn't even talk about in the book.
Like how Clay is like super like more animalistic based and like
Yeah,
based on instinct and stuff. Yeah, it was more interesting, I would say.
and
But books are always like that.
I like, but then they had her dealing with stuff faster in the series, where it's like in like the later books that she's
Um,
dealing with this stuff because she was like seriously messed up. Um, but yeah, so that's just one of the things like that bugged me about that series. But I still really like the series. Like I have to separate them.
yeah, so I'll probably go back and get the second
Yeah,
or the other books on
that's
there listed.
I liked the werewolves part, and I kind of like the Page part, which they totally screwed up Page in the series, so don't expect it to be like that. Um, the Page and Savannah part, I liked that in the book better than the series. Um, but they totally screwed that up in the series. And then there was like other characters that they bring in that I didn't like Jeremy dates a lady named Jamie, that I do like that part, but then they have like other characters that they bring in the series, and I'm just like I don't really care about them, so I like actually skip those books because I didn't care about them that much.
Okay. So are the different books told by different people?
Yeah, so like the first one is Bitten, and then the second one is I think No Magic Allowed, and it's like Paige and um her, it's her story, Paige and Savannah, and then the third one is another Page one, and then the fourth one it goes back to Allena, or maybe it's the second one's Allena and Clay, and then the third and fourth are Page and what's his name, um, and then the fifth one is something else, and then the sixth one is Allena. Like I like, you could probably go through and read just a few of the Bitten ones, like the werewolf ones, and I like them. But I did like the Paige storyline.
Okay.
So and then I definitely liked the Jamie storyline too. But she only got one book, and then she's in through the rest of the series. You see it from like Elena's point of view or Paige's point of view. So anyway, yeah. So I haven't been reading books so much as or listening to books as watching TV shows. So I told you I was addicted to Foster's. I finished that series completely. So to where I could probably catch up on it on the on demand stuff on Sling and watch it. So then I was like, oh well, I'll watch something else because I was cutting fabric and ironing and um all week last week. So then I was like, well, let's see if I like The Secret Life of Teenagers because of we watched Divergent.
That's such bad acting at first. It's hilarious. I watched that like years ago.
Okay, so I started it and I got like maybe 4 episodes in and I was like, I can't handle this anymore. It's horrible.
It's super, super teenage drama.
Yeah. And it's horrible. Like, I don't know. But I am watching it kind of like I'm watching it, but I'm kind of watching it with like a I don't know. But I was like noticing like how much do teenagers think like end of the world like that? Like this happens, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. Or they start dating someone and they're automatically in love with them. You know what I mean? Like they say they're in love with each other like 2 seconds after they met them. And I like watch it like with that kind of like thought process. Like I'm like, oh, that's so teenagery.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I had to stop watching that because it was really bad acting and I couldn't handle it. So then I started Switched at Birth.
I like that one.
I do too. And that one, they're really good actors and I really like the storyline and I've been watching that. I actually haven't watched anything the past couple of days, but
that one gets a little a lot drama-y, but I like that show a lot.
yeah, and I don't know why I can watch this stuff because there's a while there where I couldn't even handle it. Like I still don't think I can handle the books so much. Teenage young adult books, but the TV shows aren't as bad. But yeah, so I've been watching Switched at Birth and I've been also Stranger Things too, which is so good. But I have to I'm like making myself only watch like one of those or two of those at a time because I want it to last because it's only like one season and then it's going to be done and I'm going to be so sad.
Okay, can I just pop in? I just totally remember something. So last night, Joe and I sat down to watch The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
And we turned it on and we start watching it and we're like, why? What is he talking about? What happened? And then we realized we didn't watch it last week.
Wait,
we watched the first one, but we didn't watch last week's episode. I'm like, where were we or what were we doing that we totally didn't watch it? Like, I don't know what happened.
That's hilarious.
So last night we watched last week's episode and then we're going to watch the new one tonight.
Cool. It's interesting.
But I felt really stupid. I'm like, how did we just not watch it? Like, I don't know.
When you're out of the habit of watching it on Sunday nights.
I know, but usually we're so excited for it. It was funny because we watched like the first like 3 minutes and I'm like, what is going on? Like, I do not remember, like, this is not where we ended last time. But it's kind of funny.
That is funny. So yeah, we've been watching The Walking Dead, which is good. So yeah, but that's all that I've been binging on.
Cool. I started watching Jane the Virgin, which is amusing enough. I think I was watching that while I was knitting some when I got, in the book hole and I couldn't find something that I really wanted to listen to. So I just started watching that because it always pops up on my Netflix. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll watch it. So it's been amusing. I'm still in the first season. But yeah.
I think I am too. I think I got bored with it.
I think I might have. I don't know. I stopped and then I forgot. I think that's when I started listening to Bitten or whatever. I don't know. But yeah. So that's all I've been watching. I mean, not much, but yeah. randomness.
Yeah.
I went to crafting retreat up in Pembine, Wisconsin. Fun stuff. I pretty much already talked about everything. But yeah, it was cool. And then actually on Friday night, it started snowing like really late at night. And then we woke up and it was like winter wonderland, beautiful. I put some pictures and a little video on Instagram, but it was so pretty and lovely. And I loved it. And some other people did too, but some people didn't. And then like a couple hours later, the snow was so wet and heavy that the power went out. It like took out a power line. So like everyone was sewing and like all the machines went off and stuff, and they were, I mean, no one was like mad or anything, but like I was like, I don't care. I had my spinning, so that's when I spun and like did whatever. But it was out for a good 4 hours, and they had to have like the electric company come and like fix something on the power lines. It was
That's
crazy. Yeah. But it was just so gorgeous. And then by the next day, it had warmed up enough that everything had melted. But it was a good like 3 to 4 inches on the ground, and I threw some snowballs. It was fun.
But I know I saw the pictures and I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, it was super pretty. Um, and I was glad I brought my rain boots up because my feet stayed dry. But yeah, they always feed us good stuff, and I get to craft a lot, and so it was lots of fun.
I'm totally jealous. I need to go to a crafters retreat. I need to make them make a crafters here.
You should. Um, Actually, and the day that I left on Thursday morning, Joe actually got a buck, and he got his. It's the biggest buck he's ever gotten. It's like pretty big rack.
That's
Uh, so he was all excited and in a good mood this weekend. Not that he wouldn't have been, but so that was good. And then it kept him busy this weekend. And Gabe and Leah both had a lock in with the youth group on Friday. But no, I came home to happy kids, and Joe was all excited still from getting his buck. So it was good, good weekend. Um, yeah,
that
that's pretty much all I've done.
So I dyed my hair,
You did.
and today is the first day. Well, no, it still is. So I used this flat dye from Walmart, and I would not recommend it for one couple of reasons. One, it's super runny, so it gets everywhere. Two, um, it's just dumb. But anyways, so I used the one for darker hair, so you didn't have to bleach it beforehand. But there was blue everywhere. Like my tub was so blue. I had to go and buy like bleach cleaner to clean it, and it still has a light purple tinge to
It's
it.
hilarious.
But I like it, and um,
It gets on clothes. That's what we use for the girls, and it like gets all over. Like
so
if you sleep with it wet or something, it gets on pillows. If you
I've been normally like I'll get out of the shower and get dressed and then do my hair. So what I've been doing has been getting out of the shower and then using a diffuser and blow drying my hair and then getting dressed because I just don't want to get blue everywhere.
yeah,
Um, but today, like when I um, was, I did, rinsing my hair, only light, it was like really not a lot of blue came out. So it's like to the point where it's almost not going to be coming out anymore. So that'll be good. So I have Indie Knit and Spin this coming weekend, which is in Pittsburgh, which is a good one. And I would like it. And so I've been sewing for that, or cutting and ironing fabric for that, which with Madison going to college, she is the one who normally ironed for me. Like I paid her to iron so that I could sew. And then, you know, anyway, Bella complains about not having money but doesn't want to iron. I think I'm going to just start making her iron because I don't have time to iron anymore. I just don't. So anyway, that's what I was doing all last week, which is like a whole week I could have been sewing. Anyway, um, I took Facebook off of my phone because I noticed I was on it too much, so I just took it off. So then I've been going. I took it off.
Took what?
Facebook.
Oh, okay.
But I actually just added it back on because I needed to post to my business page. But I think I'm going to take it off again after Indie Knit and Spin on Saturday, because usually when I'm at shows, I'll take pictures of my booth and post it on my Facebook page so that people can see it. Because no matter how many times you link your Instagram account to your business profile on Facebook, it doesn't post there. Like it does maybe once, but then it doesn't anymore. So I don't know if that's when the iOS updated, or if Facebook updated, or Instagram updated. I don't know. Annoying. So I have to do it manually, which is fine because I'd want to do it manually anyways, because sometimes when it posts from Instagram, it just is wonky. So anyways, I've been on Instagram a little bit more, not as much as I was on Facebook. So I joined this Made Local month challenge.
Okay.
So it's like a picture a day, but you get the weekends free. So I played catch up this weekend, except for I forgot number 2. But so today is time lapse. So I just downloaded this other app called Lapsit. It's right. See, I downloaded Facebook again, but it's right here. So it's like Lapsit. So I have to take a video of something that I do and then post it to Instagram for time lapse. But it's been kind of fun because it's like you're meeting different makers, and I like pictures. So, and sometimes I forget to take pictures. Like I'll just get busy doing my thing and I'll forget pictures. So yeah, but it's kind of cool. So if you check it out on Instagram, hashtag Made Local Month. So
cool.
But Bella is doing basketball, so she's been staying till like 5 every day after school, except for Wednesdays, doing basketball. So her first game is coming up on the 18th, but they didn't tell me about it, and I have a show that week. So I'm kind of, but whatever. I don't really care about basketball, so like I'll go to watch Bella, but I don't know if she'll play that much because she is 7th grade. So
That's cool though.
But yeah, I don't have anything else that I was going to talk about. I added that Made Local month because um that's something that I've been doing past couple of days. So it's been kind of
it's fun.
I'm trying to take like a selfie, because you have the first day was like hello and you introduce yourself. So I was trying to take a selfie and they were all like weird. So I just made a like group of them and put them on there. I was like, well, there you go. So I was trying to get a sign in the back, but
Okay.
sometimes it would be like cut off and then other times it wasn't. So I was just like, whatever.
That's funny. No, I like those picture a day things. I don't know. We had like Halloween in there and stuff, but that's not anything notable.
Oh, I did an update this morning.
Oh, that's good.
Some spinning buckets, because I noticed I only had one in the shop, so I put some more in.
They are fun. But yeah, I think that's it. We're kind of
Rambling.
Caught up and stuff.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys again in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching.
All right. Bye.